Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdul Khalik Darwish. To be able to live here well in this world, we need several type of qualities so that we are better able to manage the situation, the circumstances, and of course to be able to face the difficulties, the challenges, the problems and the hurdles in the life. It is really important to be an intelligent person. Being an intelligent person, maybe it is one of the most important traits of the human personality, the human itself. And because of intelligence, this creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is called the most superior creation because of the kind of IQ we people are possessing as compared to the other creations of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So being intelligent, it is really important and a matter of honor as well. But now the researchers are, the researchers are of the view that something which is much more important than being intelligent is being emotionally intelligent. And those people who are having a better score, a better rating in as an emotionally intelligent person, they succeed in leading, in living a very good and peaceful life, being living a peaceful life, living a happy life. Of course, there is nothing better than this one. And for all the reason, for all of this happiness, people are seen struggling to achieve so much, struggling to become such a prominent person, but still, many of them, despite the fact they succeed achieving a big amount of money, despite the fact that they achieve a good social status, but both of these combined as well fail to provide them with the kind of mental peace, with a kind of peace of mind and the happiness which they were desirous of having. Why? Because they people lack the emotional intelligence. So the emotional intelligence, it is by far the most important thing for any individual who want to lead a peaceful and a happy life. Today we are going to talk about it. We have chosen this thing as a subject of discussion, something which is called emotional intelligence. Like always, we have chosen a beautiful and a useful article on the subject as well, so that our talk and discussion could become more validating, so that it could become more reliable and more authentic one. The article we have chosen today, it has been written by Tina Fey. Tina Fey is a well-known researcher and author in the Western world. She has contributed a lot as for this area of personal achievement, as for this self satisfaction and self improvement is concerned. So let's look upon the article she has written here, and the caption of this beautiful article is seven ways to improve your emotional intelligence. Seven ways to improve your emotional intelligence according to the Korean concept of Nonchi. So this is the Korean concept of Nonchi, and this Korean concept says seven ways to improve your emotional intelligence. What are those seven ways? Let's look upon all of these one by one. First of all, the author says listen actively, listen attentively, and it also mean that be a good listener. Being a good listener, on the one hand, we get a lot of more information, more knowledge, and more wisdom, and also that it makes our relationship with the people we are trying to listen well. It improve our relationship a lot. They feel closer, they feel that we are quite sympathetic toward them. They feel like we respect them. We pay quite a lot of importance to them. So I think being a good listener or listening actively, listening attentively, definitely it is one of those seven most important items for the for the emotional intelligence. And now the second is watch out for non-verbal cues. Watch out for non-verbal cues. What is meant by this? That do not just focus upon the words somebody is delivering, somebody is uttering. Rather, we need to pay attention to the body language of a person as well. We need to look upon their facial expressions as well. We need to look into their eyes as well. So that is called the non-verbal cues. I think this is also very important, because more and more importance is also being paid to the body language. So the third is watch out for the third is blend into mood. What is this? This is learn the art of learn the art of social chameleon. We need to become a social chameleon. Mean we need to keep changing somewhat, so that we are better able to get closer to somebody else. Because once they feel that we like what we like, we disagree what they disagree, like we are closer to them. In this context, we become a kind of social chameleon, and that is really important, so that we are better able to get closer to someone else. The fourth is stay humble. She says, stay humble, not to keep boasting, not to keep making ostentation, not to brag at all, and rather stay humble. We don't need to become an arrogant person at all. We don't need to become a conceited person at all. We need to stay humble, because this humility will let us get closer to the people, and it also means that we will stay at peace with we ourselves. We will be able to achieve the peace of mind. So that is stay humble. Now the number 5 is consider the timing. Timing is, of course, very important. Regardless of what we are doing, the time matters, and matters a lot. And it is one of those 47 laws of power as well. Learn the art of timing. So it is very important. Regardless of what we are doing, timing matters, and matters a lot, really. That's why it was said that hit when the iron is hot. Now the number 6 point of the non-chi is that build self-awareness. Being a well-aware person, it is so important. But it is even more important to become self-aware. Because unless and until we are very well aware of ourselves, I think we will not be able to take the more and the better or the full advantage of we ourselves. So for all those reasons, I think that we need to become well social, we self-aware, and we need to know what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses, what are the threats because of my weaknesses, and what are the opportunities because of my strengths. We need to understand ourselves well. We need to understand our emotions, and we need to understand well what are our motivations. I think that is really important, because you yourself because by knowing yourself deeply, you can navigate the world around more effectively. By knowing yourself deeply, you can navigate the world around you more effectively. Indeed, that is very much a truth. And the seventh and the last point of the Korean concept of non-chi is respond instead of reacting. What is this, by the way? Don't be impulsive at all. If at all somebody has said or done which might not be pleasant or which is very pleasant, in both of these cases, we don't need to give a knee jerk reaction at all. Rather, we don't need to become impulsive at all, and we need to consider it well. We need to understand the thing in quite a patient manner. We need to exercise the patience, because the patience is a virtue. I think we need to consider every reaction very well before making that. We need to think slightly before saying something else. But if this saying something is very important, if it is important, then we need to think very very well before we do respond. So that is indeed, if at all the way other people are acting, if at all this is out of my control, at least my own reaction must be in my control. That will be the only way I think that I can get the better results. That is the only way that I can wash whatever bad was being thrown at me. So I think that we don't need not to react impulsively. We need to become very patient, and we need to exercise quite a lot of discipline, and that will be the only way to be able to speak and to be able to do well. Thank you.